equipment. Remember, US has left behind around $83 billion worth of equipment, military equipment, which has fallen into the hands, it's believed to be, of the Taliban. And now what we do know, and you can see very closely on your screens, that Black Hawk helicopters, which cost up to $21 million per helicopter being used around. Let me go across to Pradeep Dutta. Pradeep, Black Hawks, which cost $21 million, now in the hands of Taliban. The world should watch with a lot of fear and trepidation.
That's in fact a major concern. The similar thing had happened 20 years back also, when Taliban had been fighting alongside with the Americans against Russia. And that time also we had seen that how Pakistan had handed over all those weapons to Taliban. They had in fact armed them up to nail, and that's what exactly is happening this time. When American troops withdrew from Afghanistan, large quantities of arms and ammunition that had been lying there had fallen into the hands of Taliban. They had also got, you rightly said, the helicopter, which cost about $2 million. And that's these helicopters into the hands of Taliban. You can very well understand how dangerous and it can be for the security of the region, because if you look at Afghanistan, on one side is Central Asia, on the other side is South Asia. And if you look at how the way the Taliban had been behaving ever since they have taken over Kabul, one can very well understand that they are going to create trouble. And this quantity of arms and ammunition in their hands is going to be a security concern, not only for the other countries, but also for the people who are putting up there. That's one of the reasons that Americans and the Britishers have expressed their concern, because they had asked their citizens not to stand outside the airport gate, because they have got intelligence inputs that there is every possibility that these elements might target them. They will carry out terror attack against these elements, so they will try to target their citizens. So they want that only if they are being informed about their visit to airport, only they can come towards the airport side. Otherwise, don't stand outside the gates of the airport, because there is every possibility that there can be a possible terror attack. And we've already seen that how these Taliban had been hobnobbing with other terror elements also, whether it's Al-Qaeda, whether it's ISIS also. So it's basically Afghanistan has converted into the epicenter of terror. That was the worst ever fear which the Indians had been talking about, that in coming days Afghanistan is going to be another Syria. With such equipment falling into their hands, this arms and ammunition and sophisticated guns in the hands of Taliban, you can very well understand what they can do, because for them it's the power that flows to the barrel of the gun, and it is not the good administration that comes through barrel of gun. It's always terrorism. And when it comes to Taliban, it's always about tyranny, it's always about brutality, and people had been suffering for the last several days ever since they have taken over.